Maley makes them pay.
Set feet. Bang!
What game is this? This is incredible.
Hook. Delightful. Wow.
Too strong.
Now Melbourne goes, and Melbourne gets the bucket. Circus basketball to Roof.
Cole! Yes!
Round 6 of the Signet WNBL continues in the Harbour City with a clash between two teams desperate for a dub. The Sydney Flames started their season with a bang, but 4 straight losses have followed, which means this is a must-win clash to keep in touch with the leading pack. Tonight, they host newcomers Geelong United, who will play their second away game and their first ever match outside of Victoria. We are at the Quaycentre in Sydney as the Flames host Geelong on a Saturday night. Great to have your company wherever you are watching. Hello and welcome to the first of our WNBL double header on 9 now. Ben Waterworth with you alongside one of the sharpest minds in Australian basketball, Zoe Carr. And Zoe, great to be alongside you for another game this season, and you sense there'll be a fair bit of intensity in this match considering how keen both teams will be for victory tonight.
Absolutely. I'm so excited to be here to see this one because both teams, as you mentioned, are searching for a win here. The Geelong United are looking to just gain some consistency, whereas the Sydney Flames are looking to try and get themselves rolling.
This is what the round of the WNBL looks like at the moment. What a win it was by the Perth Lynx on Wednesday to kick off the round. And then last night, how about the Townsville Fire? One of the best games of the season so far. A 1-point win over Adelaide. And then tomorrow, it is the Flyers hosting the Lynx as well. But we are all focused now on the Flames and Geelong United. And we're going to be starting by looking at the Flames, who've lost their past 4 straight games and are desperate for a victory as well. You sense on paper, Zoe, this is a team that probably should be performing a little bit better, but then when you consider the disruptions they had just before the start of the season, it has been pretty tough for Guy Malloy's side.
Definitely. Losing Nicholson and Richards so close to the start of the season would disrupt any unit. They do have the pieces there, but it's just a matter of putting it together in their gameplay and figuring out how they're going to get these wins now while they're missing those pieces.
One of the positives, though, is Shanice Swain is in some seriously hot form at the moment. A couple of times she's gotten real hot from beyond the arc, and she's hard to stop when she's in that mood.
Absolutely, and it's so good to see her carry on her form after returning to the league after an ACL injury back into the league last season and continue that. And it's so exciting to watch her play, the way she's able to score the ball in so many different ways. And they're going to need her to continue that if they're going to get the W tonight.
From a Geelong United perspective, they're coming off a 13-point loss to the UC Capitals, held to just 60 points the other night. They'll be wanting a much improved offensive effort tonight.
Definitely, and they've got to get to a point where they've got multiple contributors. At the moment, Keely Froling is doing such a good job at both ends of the floor, but she needs some help with her, and I'd really like to see both Gemma Potter and Jazz Shelley tonight really step up. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on those 2 players that you just mentioned as well. One player who is stepping up is Hayley Jones, the American international, having an excellent season. 3 times she's had 10 points or more, including against the Caps last round with 16 points. She's been a real good pickup for Geelong. She has, and just her intensity and her endeavour, the way she's so strong with the ball. It's impossible to take it out of her hands, which is something that the young group needs. So, as I mentioned, if they can get those other couple of pieces stepping up, they can be a real force in this league. You just mentioned Gemma Potter. There she was just on screen beforehand as we have a look at how the Sydney Flames will line up. Shanice Swain, a couple of times she hasn't been in the starting 5 this season so far, but she has got the start, as has Emma Clark as well. And Celeste Taylor will also having the start, along with Kayla George, who's having another brilliant season. There is how Geelong will start as well. Jazz Shelley and Gemma Potter, 2 emerging stars of Australian basketball, will get a chance to see how they perform. As I mentioned, we're at the Quaycentre in this Signet WNBL clash. There's your refs on screen. Jack Taylor, Michelle Musselwhite and Nathan Paff will oversee proceedings today. As we get underway, the tip just moments away.
Zoe Carr, what are you expecting from these two teams, and who even might take it out this afternoon?
I'm expecting a real arm wrestle. I think both teams, because there is going to be that desperation to get that win, I think we could see a little bit of scrappiness from both groups, but eventually, I think if I have to make a call on who's going to get it, my call is Sydney for tonight.
What a start that was off the tip. I reckon Kayla G just thumped it forward, and Shanice Swain, in the blink of an eye, has the opening points. Great confidence booster early for the Flames. Great to have your company wherever you're watching. The Flames 1 and 4, sitting 7th on the table. Geelong United 2 and 3, sitting 4th. There's Emma Clark on screen, the former Perth Lynx player. Trying to get her three-point game going. It's been a little inaccurate from beyond the arc in past 3 games, 0 of 11 from the past 3 games from three-point territory. There's Gemma Potter from three-point territory, missing. And Shanice Swain with an early rebound. Has been in some excellent form, Shanice Swain. As has Roof. Working in tandem here with Swain. Gets the screen from George. Works her way through. And pops it inside for George. Normally so good on the reverse, but couldn't get that one to go. Good defense from Geelong.
Incredible split of that screen too there by Swain. Her ability to just get between the two defenders and break through. Really good early signs for the Flames right now in the way that they're executing their offense.
Swain running point here. Came off the bench a couple of weeks ago against Bendigo and absolutely tore the game to shreds. George kicks it out. Taylor thought about the three. Froling right on the Roof case there. Great ball movement, though, from Sydney. Sets up a chance for Clark. She misses, gets her own rebound. Can't get the 2, but she will head to the line to shoot 2.
And any basketball purist would watch that possession and say, that is basketball. The way the ball went through so many hands, multiple players giving up good shots to try and find the great shot. And even though Emma Clark's 3 missed originally, because it was a predictable shot, it's able to be rebounded and put more pressure on the rim. That is outstanding offense from the Flames.
5th straight WNBL season for Emma Clark. 3rd with Sydney, had a couple with the Perth Lynx as well. And now this season she is 3 of 9 from the free throw line. Raber with the lob pass inside. Potter reversing. Didn't quite go to plan. Raber put up the shot, but Roof was there and gave away the foul. Then the Israeli will head to the line to shoot a couple.
And whilst Potter won't be happy with that finish, the intent is what we're looking for here. We asked for her to step up, and you can see there is a real intent for her to try and be impactful at the offensive end.
Geelong on the board through Danny Raber, who's just building her season. This is her 4th game of her Signet WNBL campaign. 5.7 points, 8 points in her previous 3, so she's just warming into the season. As are Geelong, the newcomers in this competition. Thrown away there, stolen by Potter. Good opportunity here for the Flames. In rhythm, that shot fell short in the end from Shelley. But Geelong have done well to keep the ball in their front half here.
And defensively in that possession off the free throw, Geelong just went to a little press, caused a little bit of chaos for Sydney, and were able to come up with the steal. I want to see more from that from them.
Fresh 14 seconds here for Geelong United to work with. Shelley kicks it out. Long range attempt. Well off target in the end from Jones. Such an explosive player though. Hayley Jones, 3 times this season, had 10 or more points. There's that hustle defense on display. Maybe with the mid-range 2 attempt, didn't quite go to plan. Potter scrapping, another offensive rebound. Raber steams through and gets the lucky roll off the glass.
And again, that pressure D, I think Geelong, they are undersized as a group. So if they can pressure in the backcourt, cause a bit of chaos for the Flames, they can be disruptive as we're seeing here.
Jump ball is called. Gemma Potter, you sense, really setting the tone in that at the moment. She's been scrapping off the glass. She was involved there, and that's probably what you want, certainly from a Chris Lucas perspective, what you want to see from one of your young guns on your team.
Absolutely, and she's being impactful at both ends of the floor. She's being aggressive at the offensive end, but defensively she's getting deflections and getting stops, which is exactly what United need.
Last couple of minutes, momentum certainly with Geelong United. Potter trying to get free. Swings it out, hoping for Shelley this time. Picked by Taylor. Clark steams through. That's a tough attempt. Good defense there from Jones, and she can set up Geelong United here. Beautiful pass inside to Raber, who didn't get the lucky roll. Taken away by Roof. So the tempo in this contest has just kicked up a gear in the past couple of minutes. George thought about the three. Clark shot it instead. Just can't buy a bucket from deep at the moment, Emma Clark. Jones, that's tough. Couldn't get it to go. Almost come up with a rebound. Clark was clean though off the glass. Up and back basketball here at the Quaycentre. Both teams desperate for victory. The Flames hoping to break a 4-game skid. Clark in rhythm, goes to it, knocks it down. Big confidence booster for Emma Clark.
And I love that from Clark, because every three she's taken has been the right shot. And so instead of tucking it away because she's missed a couple, she stepped into that shot and shot it with the confidence that she should have, and obviously was rewarded for it.
The first 3 in 4 games. And taken away here by Swain. One-on-one with Jones. The young gun goes to work. Jones argues her case. Swain missed the shot and will head to the line now to shoot 2 free throws.
And a great job from Swain there too, to be able to create a little bit of space for herself. Obviously Jones having a little bit more length. She goes straight up, likely that's going to be blocked. So got her body in, created some space, and was able to draw the foul.
Shanice Swain at the line, 13 of 15 from the charity stripes so far this season. Incredible to think that she's only 21 years of age. A luxury for Guy Malloy to have a player of Swain's class and talent on his team. A rare miss, just the 3rd of the season for Shanice Swain from the free throw line. Raber and Jones combining here. Jones working along the baseline, fading away. That's an excellent shot from Hayley Jones.
And just her strength, and I think the best part about that is the last few possessions for United, they've been coming off 1 foot, trying to finish against contact. They're a 2-foot, strong, solid stop, able to get herself balanced. Like you see there, that 1 foot finish. Anytime there's that type of pressure or physicality, it makes it difficult to get the finish.
And in there from Jazz Shelley, so she's called for her 2nd personal foul. There's Chris Lucas on screen, 18th season as a head coach in the WNBL. He consistently gets his team into the top 4. Missed the top 4 just 4 times in 17 seasons. I wonder he's been in such high demand across the competition. Here's our first look at Morris. Off the bench, can't hit the scoreboard immediately, but she's a player improving with every game in the WNBL. Raber, catch and shoot, doesn't quite go. And Jemiah Morris brings down her first rebound. Taylor goes to work, gets into the key, kicks it back out for George. Good matchup that, George and Keely Froling. 2 very passionate players. What a pass from Kayla George, and almost the reward there from Pittman. Looked good, just didn't quite come off at the last moment.
I'd really like to see United execute here. They've just been a little bit out of sorts, and you can see it's making it easier for the defense to defend them. So if they can execute, unfortunately a moving screen there or an offensive foul, but get into their rhythm a little bit offensively and get some high percentage looks on the rim.
Yeah, it was that block emphatically from Morris. A couple of weeks ago against Bendigo, she had 5 in 1 game. She's got some serious length. Very hard to get the The lob shot over Yamaya Morris. George, quick release, knocks it down. Kayla G at her best.
And you definitely cannot leave her open like that. It's however long Kayla George has been in the league for, she's been doing shooting that exact three. Must carry a hand to her at all time, force her to put the ball to the floor.
Jones, deep two, falling short. Good strong rebound from Pittman, who's been a real good find for the Flames this season. Oh, she's in the corner again, Kayla George. They get away with one, do Geelong United, but a rebound for Pittman. Threw it away, though. Froling brings it up the court. Geelong United hoping to get the quick response here. Hank on the floor for them. Potter into the lane. Just not going Gemma Potter's way. Early stages, she's 0 of 4 from the field so far. Keely Froling on screen. The leader she is for this Geelong United side. Game 177 for her in her WNBL career. Oh my word, Celeste Taylor sends it 5 rows back. Timing personified from the American international. Geelong still with 10 seconds to work with here. Ellsworthy on the floor. Long attempt from Potter misfires. And Flames now with a 4-point lead. Pittman screaming for it in the corner. Can't get it to go. A good hustle in the end from Pittman to get it back. George calls for movement. What about Morris? Underneath the rack there. Taylor has to put up the tough shot. Good defensive set there from Geelong United. Ellsworthy, oh, and then the Falcon in the end for Crichton.
I'd like to see Geelong utilise that a little bit more, though. Start to play with some pace when they get their stops. Put some pressure on the defensive transition of the Flames and use their youth and their athleticism to get out and run.
They are one of the youngest rosters out there in this competition, Geelong United. An exciting team. When they get going, they've already got a little bit of reward for effort in the win-loss column this season. Working our way inside, here's Hank. Hook shot. Misfires, but she will have a shot at the charity stripe here with 2 attempts.
It'll be interesting to see if they go back into that press that they did on the last set of free throws and try and really speed up the Flames here, take them out of their offense.
Stay powered with Signet, Australia's favourite power bank brand. Keep your devices charged and never miss a moment. Visit signet.com to find your perfect power bank. Hey, good on both attempts there. 75% free throw shooter so far this season. Oh, all alone. Brancatisano missed it. An easy rebound for Morris. Takes on 3, beats 3, gets 2.
And a great job from Morris there just to keep the ball up high. She's got such length that instead of bringing it down to where guards can get to it, she played above them with her footwork. Just outstanding post play there.
Jones trying to work her way inside. Tough fadeaway. Couldn't get that one to drop. And a rebound here for Pittman. Swain in rhythm. Thank you very much. A early Swiss Swain. The young gun showing some ominous signs early. Shanice Swain with her first 3-pointer of the game, and she's up to 6 points, and a timeout is called. With the Flames, good position, leading 12-8. But you mentioned early, just before, as the tip-off was happening, Zoe, that it could be an arm wrestle between the two sides, and we are sort of seeing that eventuate in the early stages of the match.
Yeah, but I also think this is a really good timeout from Chris Lucas here to just, you can feel a little bit of momentum starting to shift towards Sydney. So to try and break that, get a good set here or a good executed offense here, and hopefully get back up the floor defensively, cause a little bit of chaos. But no team really able to break away and create a lead yet.
Last couple of buckets for the Flames. 6 points for Swain, 3 for Kayla George. Raber for Geelong United with the 4 points. Good atmosphere as always at the Quaycentre. Sydney Flames have a great job, particularly in the past couple of seasons with this team. Big name coach Guy Malloy, his second season rather in charge of the Flames. Coaching career that began all the way back in 1989. Raber, oh my word! Can you believe what we just saw? Reverse layup at pace. That's what you want to see out of a timeout. Brancatisano kicks it out. Step inside from Pittman was pretty. Count the points and she'll head to the line for an extra.
And a really good example of just a finish outside of the body. If she had have gone up as a normal layup, that probably would have been deflected by somebody, but she takes her slow steps. The ball is just hung out a little bit outside of her body, high and soft off the glass.
Having a good season, Carla Pittman, averaging the 22 minutes per game and the 6 points to go with it. So an 18-10 lead here for Geelong. Jones. Flicked away there by Swain. Playing her opponent, Danny Raber, pretty closely there. Izzy Brancatisano, great story of persistence. Back in the WNBL for the first time since the 2015-16 season. Warrior at NBL 1 level for many years. What a pass inside. Potter couldn't quite get the tough attempt to go. Shot clock violation. Swain screaming for it, and that's dangerous. All oxygen though on the attempt. Brancatisano there to pick up the crumbs. Now Swain can go to work. Gets the screen from George. A double team though from Geelong United. 5 seconds to shoot here. It's put up and it's all nylon from Brancatisano.
And when you're in that sort of an on-ball screen coverage where you're trapping the on-ball screen, you are going to leave yourself vulnerable to shots like that. The rotation out of that was too slow. So the players on the ball just took a little bit too long. If they can speed that up, they could do some damage on those on-ball screen coverages.
Might have been a hand in there from Swain. So the Flames have another look here through Brancatisano, who can't hit the three. Hank hit the deck there, and it allowed a very easy follow-up there for Morris to get the two. Hank argues her case, but it is ultimately another field goal for Morris, and the Flames all of a sudden are now out to a 23-10 lead. Make sure you're following all the live stats of today's game in the free WNBL app. You can also check out game highlights, team and player info, and more. Download it from the App Store today. Swain right on it there, almost came up with a clean steal. Ellsworthy, only 3 seconds to shoot here as the quarter goes down, and they get a much-needed buzzer beater. Hank comes up with it, and they really needed that. Did the Geelong United side. It's a 23-12 lead for the Flames over Geelong United. Much needed, 11 points is the margin, but the Flames in control here at the Quaycentre.
Yes, we can. Dad needs a win. Okay, Dad needs a win, so if you're an adult here, you're cheering on with the parents. Okay, let's get behind them. All right, Pat, you're first up. Take your mark. Let's get cheering! Come on, kids! Are there any kids? Where are you? Okay, that's time. All right, good stuff, Pat. But now, Aaron, show how it's done. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Come on, kids! Yes, and everyone! Everyone! That's it. Let's get the energy
Welcome
going.
back to the Quaycentre. Some early highlights from a quarter that, as it eventuated, was dominated by the Sydney Flames. Jones trying her best, some excellent moves in the post, but they just had all the answers, and they started to get hot from deep, the Sydney Flames. It was handy blocks from the imports, and Morris in the end doing it both defensively and offensively. Ben Waterworth with you alongside Zoe Carr, one of the sharpest minds in Australian basketball, and you have to think that Guy Malloy would be pretty impressed with what his team produced in that in that first quarter, Zoe.
Definitely. He'll be really happy, particularly with the way they're executing and finding each other, giving up good shots for great shots. So the way that they're playing at the moment is exactly what he would want. But for Geelong United, they're 0% from the three-point line right now. They need to get some scores on the rim, high percentage scores, until they find that three-point shot again.
Epic find there to Morris, who gets the 2, and it's now 25-12 in favour of the Flames. What have Geelong United got? Potter steps inside. She's just not working for Gemma Potter today. An easy rebound in the end for the Flames. Pittman kicks it out for Swain. Big danger now for Geelong United as Swain hits another 3. That's 9 points now for Shanice Swain, who's having a significant early impact.
What do you say, Sydney? Get into him early. You want stops. We got him right here. Defense. Defense.
Jones for Ellsworthy. Potter back for Jones. Can she get going? Pass was, the intention was good for Froling, but Morris was right onto it. She's proving a handful defensively at the moment.
She is. That length is just so difficult. That pass has got to go one more on to just get that angle to Froling as she's cutting to the rim.
Swain, beautiful moves. Wrong footing her opponents. I think Morris might have taken a step too far there.
And great job from Keely Froling there to come across and catch Morris as she's rolling to the rim and just put that pressure on. So as soon as she landed, she had pressure on and it caused that turnover.
28-12 lead for Sydney. What a run this has been. Geelong right up against it. Their first game outside Victoria. Jones with a tough attempt. And he's deemed off the hands of Morris, so they'll have a fresh 14 seconds to work with here. Geelong United.
And you can see there's an intent, there's a clear intent from Geelong United to try and get feet in the paint and get some high percentage looks, which is good.
Yep.
Now they've just got to capitalise on them. They're getting all the right shots, but they have to make sure that they're converting them.
Going at 17% from the field compared to Sydney are going at 45%. Percentage takes a hit there with that Froling miss. And Swain goes to work again. Pittman driving baseline. Caught some contact.
That foul is on Geelong's number 7, Sarah Ellsworth.
So Ellsworthy called for the foul.
Turning for the Flames, number 3, Michaela Roof. For number 20, everybody.
As Morris takes a seat and Roof is back onto the floor. And Catasano also takes a rest for Taylor. So just when Geelong United wanted a bit of a breather, in step 2 starters for the Sydney Flames. George for Swain, who stepped out of bounds.
Possession to United.
So really crucial now that Geelong United execute here get high percentage. I really want to see them start and get Froling involved in the game offensively more. Run her off, have her setting some screens, rolling to the basket, and allow her a chance to post up and play inside.
Yet to score Keely Froling and had just the one field goal attempt. Here she is with the ball now. One of them with George and Kayla George, who argues her case. Thought it was off Keely Froling's hands. It's deemed off Kayla G's hands, so they have 4 seconds here, Geelong United. You be the judge at home. Kayla might have a case. I reckon Kayla knows she has a case too. Potter steps in. That was aggressive and a much-needed bucket for Geelong United. Saw the opening, Gemma Potter, and gets going. But at the other end, Shanice Swain responds emphatically.
It is so good to watch Shanice Swain in this sort of mode, but now Geelong United, they've got to carry a hand to everything to her and run her off the three-point line. Do not allow her to even have a second to get a three away, and then just rely on your rotations to try and, you know, stem that flow, because if you allow her to keep going like this, she'll go for 40.
Yeah, we've seen it twice this season. She had 25 points against Bendigo in 25 minutes off the bench. And then she had 26 points last game against Perth. She was 8 of 17 from three-point land there. And then against Bendigo, she was also hot from three-point land. When she is in this mode, it's often when she gets going from beyond the arc, and she's already 3 of 4 from three-point land. We're not even halfway through the second quarter. 31-16 lead here for the Flames. Froling, can she get busy? She loses control, but they have 5 seconds to work with again. It's not happening for Keely so far in this game. Had a great season though. 4 times she's had 10+ points. Bad pass off the inbounds. Swain, thought about taking on 2 Geelong opponents, instead pulls up and feeds Kayla George. Clark, well guarded there by Jones. Nice pass inside for Roof. That's a scary thing as well, is that Michaela Roof is still yet to score. Ellsworthy drives hard inside. That is a brilliant finish from Sarah Ellsworthy.
And a great take too, to really attack the armpit of Michaela Roof there. Oh my goodness.
She's done it again. She's done it again. She cannot be stopped, Shanice Swain. Geelong United think they have the challenge, and then Swain responds with a swish at the other end. Timeout call. We all need to catch our breath to this Shanice Swain shooting masterclass.
And it's easier said than done, but you cannot be backpedaling on her. You've got to have, as soon as the Flames come up with the ball, somebody has to be, the closest person has to be on her and as close as possible.
Calling all sports teams, say goodbye to travel headaches and hello to CTM Sport, who are 100% committed to delivering excellence in our field. Leave the logistics to the travel experts so your athletes can focus on what they do best. To learn more, head to ctmsport.com.au. So if you are Chris Lucas at the moment, there's a few balls in the air to juggle and to try and stop it. What's sort of your number one priority to try and curtail the Flames' dominance?
Well, at the moment, it's Shanice Swain. She's causing absolute havoc for them defensively. So, you're probably past the point now where you're able to be in sort of presses and think junk sort of defense like that, because that gives her space, and you cannot afford to give her space. You've got to try and just lock her down and almost frustrate her, at least for the remainder of this quarter, to try and just stem the flow of her. So you may even look at just something like a box and one, which means someone's on her the whole time and has no help responsibility whatsoever. Just to slow her down a little bit, and then you can go back into your normal defensive roles.
She's 15 points so far, Shanice Swain, 4 of 5 from beyond the arc. Shelley, can she get involved? There's 2 Flames ready to grab it, and 2 pretty handy sets of hands there in George and Roof, who share it down the floor. Swain cutting towards the basket. Now Clark gets involved. Again, the ball movement from the Flames impressive. Taylor for George. Works her way inside. Blinking, you'll miss all these passes. Oh my goodness, she's free for three again. A big let-off for Geelong United. The Flames toying with Geelong United at the moment. And that might be an opportunity for Keely Froling to get herself involved in the game to go to the charity stripe.
Yeah, and good for Keely Froling too. Just to, we often say when you're struggling offensively or you're struggling to put points on the board as somebody who does normally carry a lot of the scoring load, get yourself to the line, watch the ball go through the net, and it starts to open everything up for you.
Pretty frustrated there, Chris Lucas. Keely Froling at the line, converts. So she enters the point scorers group for this match. Raver, good defense there. Taylor comes up with the loose ball. 10 to shoot here for Swain. Clark, George screaming for it. And that's what, well, Kayla George in a natural habitat there. The turnaround mid-range from the baseline. That one was well off target. A good defensive set here for Geelong.
And Geelong just have to make sure they stay clean here. Don't bail Sydney out by fouling on a catch and shoot.
They throw the ball away, and Keely Froling's got a good look here. Streaming forward. Good defense there from Taylor. Oh, good timing. Just to almost deflect the shot there from Froling. Certainly put her off. Shelley for Froling. Guarded here by Roof. 6 to shoot. Oh, the fast hands of Swain were so slick. And she gives Taylor the gift 2 points.
And great work defensively, take nothing away from the Flames defensively. But United are not attacking the rim with any sort of intent to score. They're coming off of their on-ball screens or their dribble handoffs, but they're coming off to pass. They've got to come off to score, shift the defense, because at the moment the defense is able to stand still. They've got to shift the defense, so now they create space for each other and open up lanes to the basket.
Ford dealers are all about supporting the game here in Australia. From Ford Aussie Hoops to the WNBL, we've been backing Aussie sports and communities for nearly 100 years. So when you're ready to hit the court, your local Ford dealer is here to help you get to the game. So 36-20 lead here for the Sydney Flames. Basically from halfway through the first quarter onwards, it has been all the Flames. Swain's not going, but Morris has been quite big off the bench as well. 6 points and 6 rebounds as well for Yamaya Morris. And they have just been, had all the answers at both ends of the floor. And it's important as well for the Flames to have a performance like this. Still obviously a half and a bit and change of basketball left. They've had 4 consecutive losses. They've been close but no cigar a couple of times, so a performance like this is much needed. Definitely,
and you can see just the vibe of the group is that they are coming into this game to win it. They are walking out of here winners, and it's working so far. So, yeah, it's obviously not over yet, but Geelong United have a lot of work to do to try and bring this back.
Nice follow-up from Crichton there, then Froling knocked it out of bounds. And they'll have 22 seconds to work with here, the Flames. Dakota Crichton, one of Warrnambool's basketball's biggest talents, no doubt about that. Clark. Taylor, bad pass. Opportunity here for Geelong. Pass wasn't to the advantage of Shelley though, had to stop her momentum. Crichton thought about going for Raver. Crossing over, guarded by Roof. Froling goes to work. A foul on Kayla George.
And all the athletes I've ever coached probably saw that bounce pass in transition and know that it just gives me hives. I can't stand bounce passes in transition, and that's why they had all of the advantage and it just took away all of the momentum of the ball.
Yeah, I can attest that Zoe did sort of go a little pale in the face as that pass was attempted. Froling, 1 foot inside the arc there, and misses. An easy rebound for George. Swain, oh, Taylor's all by herself there, didn't take the shot. Swain fooled them all. Hits the deck, no foul called, no shot hit by Shanice Swain. Jones with some lovely handles there. There is driving to the rack with some aggression. Fell well short in the end. George calls some movement. Hands off for Swain. Offensive foul is called. Morris setting the screen. So let off there for Geelong United.
The aggression offensively for Geelong United, they're trying to get their feet in the paint. They're trying to put heat on the rim, which is great, but they're not doing it out of anything. There's no action before the action, so defense is set. So we can see here that there's at least some movement now. So hopefully they'll be able to open up a lane and get something just a little bit easier.
We have the ball here. Another good play in their defensive court. Defensive half, rather, as Swain goes to work. Pittman back on the floor. Taylor, really good look for three, and misses by a fair way in the end. George was there for the rebound. Luckily hit the ring as Shanice Swain hits another triple. 5 of 8 from beyond the arc. She's feeling it. They'll be going to her at every opportunity. Froling again draws the contact of Morris.
And I like that look, Froling going at the taller Morris, trying to play off the bounce rather than like try and post her up against that size. But I would, as she's looking to attack, you saw the two players on the same side just standing still. I'd like to see some movement from them, maybe a little hammer screen to the corner, just to keep the defense active and keep a bit more pressure off of Keely Froling as she's attacking.
Got into the game in this second quarter, Keely Froling offensively. Still going at 100% clip from free throw line tonight. Almost a turnover there, but Swain good enough to win it back. George, Taylor, Pittman, Taylor again thought about the three, worked away inside, great basketball. Kayla George gets the 2.
And you said it there, great basketball, great ball movement, inside, outside, no repenetration, outstanding.
That's good basketball as well from Gemma Potter. Respond at the other end with a 3.
And she needed that.
Yeah.
She's been doing everything right offensively. Her intent has been so good in this game. So to see that, hopefully that's one of many to come.
Swain misses. Prior to that shot, Potter was 1 of 8 from the field. So can that kickstart Gemma Potter? Jones goes to work. That's a sheer power and determination. Timeout called. Haley Jones has shown ample intent, brought ample energy to the court. And she's 2 of 10 from the field. But a couple of buckets there, one to Potter, one to Jones, who for both players hasn't quite clicked for them offensively so far. But that's a good sign for Geelong United as we kick towards half-time.
Yeah, and you can see that obviously it sparked something in Coach Guy Malloy to have called this timeout, because there's still a fairly significant deficit here, but he doesn't want it to get away from them. So, you can see that United are starting to find a little bit of momentum, a little bit of mojo offensively, and he wants to break that now.
Chris Lucas and Guy Malloy addressing their respective sides. The first of 2 games this Saturday night. Coming up after this contest, it is the Bendigo Spirit up against the UC Capitals. The Spirit hoping for 7 wins on the trot, and their cause has been helped quite significantly by the fact that Kelsey Griffin has been named to play her first game of the season after missing the first 6 matches with a finger injury. You won't want to miss KG 23's return. Sydney WNBL 25 right after this contest. Maybe one positive for the Geelong United as well is that they've got a couple of the taller flames in George and Morris, both with 2 fouls to their name. And We're not even at half-time yet. Here is Swain. She's proving to be a headache. Pittman for Taylor, who puts up the shot. Can't get it to go. And Hank gathers it in. Well played. Then Morris comes up with the steal and then draws the contact. Good fight back there from Yamaya Morris.
And that length is just an absolute nightmare, especially when you're so close to the sideline and baseline. So you're probably better off just even going out of bounds with that if you need to, or throw it off her leg rather than trying to throw it back to a player, because she's going to get a hand on that.
198 centimetres, Yamaya Morris. And she is with the Spalding. Feeding Swain. Now George. Pittman. This has been a trademark of Sydney in this game, is the ball constantly moving through hands. It's often been ending with a Swain bucket, and it almost ended with a lucky roll there. So Geelong with a chance here to respond. Oh, Swain picked the pocket of Froling perfectly. She's playing one heck of a game. Pittman works her way into the lane. Back out for Taylor. Inside for Morris. Good luck guarding that.
Yeah, once she gets that close to the basket in front of the D, that's got to go in. And a great job from her to really bury her defender deep in the paint.
6 seconds left. Clean hand in there from Taylor, but the quick shot again from Geelong gets off just before the buzzer. So a second consecutive buzzer beater for Geelong United gives them some kind of momentum heading in to half-time. But it has been the Shanice Swain show in that first half. At the major break here, it is the Flames 43, leading Geelong United 29. We'll take a short break, and on the other side, some half-time analysis from Zoe Carr from the Quaycentre in this Sydney WNBL clash.
I've always been told that good things come to those who wait.
Well, I've put in the work, and I'm ready.
What a finish!
Ready to hold that trophy at the end of the season.
Forget waiting, the future is here.
Needs the composure. Jackson blows the roof off. Wow.
It's LJ the GOAT.
There's Jackson again.
Oh, that's something that they're going to have to take care of business.
Through every heartache, through every cheer, we won't give up till the final buzzer. We've never been more ready.
For a delicious dinner that disappears and lets you squeeze in one more episode before bed. Pick up Latina Fresh, Australia's favourite pasta and sauce. Latina, we got the weeknight.
So we're here for the AIS camp, which is part of the She Hoops Leadership and Confidence Scholarship.
This program is a culmination of a few different things.
10-week course, so 5 mentoring sessions for the Australian players and 5 EQ Mind sessions.
For them to become officials, to become coaches or administrators or leaders in the sport.
She Hoops is an organisation that is just all about empowering women in basketball, and I think being immersed in this environment is really cool.
Yeah. Celebrating 50 years of sneakers?
Get closer to the game with the free WNBL app.
Clark with the N1!
Check out the fixture and grab your tickets.
What a finish to the third quarter!
Catch game highlights, stay connected to your favourite player or team, and follow live game stats. Anytime, anywhere.
Cole cracks 2 more.
The WNBL app is where it's at. Download now.
For a delicious dinner that disappears and lets you squeeze in one more episode before bed. Pick up Latina Fresh, Australia's favourite pasta and sauce. Latina, we got the weeknight.
Welcome back to the Quaycentre, where we are witnessing a terrific masterclass from the Sydney Flames from beyond the arc. They lead 43-29. Ben Waterworth with you alongside Zoe Carr. It's been fun to watch at times because when the Sydney Flames are in this kind of mode, they're a team that can threaten almost any other team in the WNBL.
Absolutely, and for mine, the biggest stat that's come out of the half for me for Sydney is 10 assists at the half.
Yep.
So it just shows the way they're moving the ball, they're using each other, and they're taking the right shots, which the other stat that really is the difference, but only difference between the two groups is the shot percentage. But your shot percentage is always going to be higher when you're getting open shots or the right shots, the ones that you want.
Is it a combination of maybe Geelong United being a bit lax defensively combined with the Flames being on today and playing some really good team basketball?
They're definitely playing good team basketball and shooting the ball quite well. I think where the Geelong have come into this with some of their defensive coverages sort of willing to maybe dare the Flames to shoot the three a little bit more because they haven't really been hitting at this rate for the season so far. So it is a good call to have made. They are just hitting now, so now they need to make an adjustment.
Pretty handy to have 18 points DNA at halftime. That is Shanice Swain. You mentioned the assist count. She's also got 3 assists as well. Taylor's got 4. It's 10 assists to 4 in favour of the Sydney Flames as well. Pretty even off the glass, but it's been pretty impressive so far from the Sydney Flames. We'll have the third quarter coming up in just a few moments. It's 43-29 in favour of the Flames, but now it's time to have a look back at the top 5 plays from last round of the WNBL.
It's to tie or take the lead. Wilson. Oh, again finding contact. Ali Wilson. A chance for an extra.
South Sudanese national. Oh, Cox slots away Turner. I bet you that felt nice. Number 1 and 2 going at it. Cox spins out on that occasion.
Gibertoni just lost Emma Clark. She'll step into a 3-ball. Nylon. Alex Gibertoni with the handles.
Cox. Back to Melbourne. Shot clock ticking down. So Melbourne pulls the trigger and the rattles in. I love those Jade Melbourne threes where she almost just stabs at it. They are so much fun.
Checks the screen. Pocket pass. And the timing from Turner sublime. D now in the open floor. Takes the contact and another and one to the Lightning.
Welcome back to the Quaycentre. We are watching a Shanice Swain masterclass. She's at her swift best. The bench is up every time she attempts from beyond the arc, and rightly so, because she's having a massive impact on this contest. She's 5 of 10 from three-point land. That was 4 or 5 at one stage. She has 18 points, Zoe Carr, and it is mightily fun to see her when she's in this ominous mood.
Absolutely, and she's just so, like you say, so much fun. Her ability to shoot the ball, her ability to just ignite her team. She's really been what's broken this game open.
There she is. She has the 18 points so far in this contest. So you may notice today that players from both teams have a purple band around the top of their singlet. This band is a powerful symbol of support for survivors of domestic violence. This season, the WNBL, its clubs, its athletes, and the Players Association have united to raise awareness around this critical issue in our society. Enough is enough. A life free from violence is possible, and when everyone plays a role, real change happens. Learn how you can be part of the solution by visiting Full Stop Australia. And there's also the number on your screen and the QR code as well. So just moments away from the start of the second half, which sees Geelong United trailing the Sydney Flames. What do you want to see, Zoe, in particular from Chris Lucas' side in the opening couple of minutes after the halftime break?
Yeah, they're going to have to be disruptive. They can't allow Swain or anybody. This is the thing, it's Swain at the moment. If they do a job on Swain, it could very easily then be Ruth or George or Clark or Taylor, or anybody can step up for them. So they're going to have to do, it's got to be a collective effort. So they have to make sure that in their defensive transition, they're finding all 5 players as early as possible. And then they've got to play with some physicality, push Sydney out of their offense, because they are moving the ball just way too easily at the moment.
Let's see what Geelong United can produce at the start of this quarter. Underway in this second half. Great to have your company wherever you're watching. Jones has shown great intent, driving towards the rack all game so far. Raber has a look on the second attempt from deep. Clark tried to wrestle away the rebound, but it's knocked out of bounds. And the Flames can set up from a defensive baseline. You mentioned Ruth and George. Ruth only had the 1 field goal attempt so far, and George only has the 5 points. The scary thing is they have got ample room to grow. Almost stolen there by Potter. Taylor works her way inside, then out for George, who has ample time to stop, prop, and score.
And just class from George. She's not making trying to, create anything out of nothing. She's just taking what's coming to her, and that's why she's been so efficient in this game so far.
What a player, Kayla George. Raber, that's a tough look. And the right hand there. Now Taylor for Swain, guarded here by Jones. Great matchup.
And I hope this remains the matchup, because I like Jones on Swain. Just that extra length and athleticism to try and go with her and slow her down. I think that's a good call.
And can she get her defensively at the other end of the floor too?
She could. See, I'd be looking to try and post her up a little bit and try and get her to draw some fouls if she can inside the paint.
Currently Clark wearing Jones very closely. Gets the screen from Raber. Pick and pop. Jones thought about the 3. Feeds Froling, and now Shelley. Has a good look there for 3. Can't get it to go. Didn't look too bad off the hand, but Taylor brings down the long rebound. 46-29 lead. The Flames hot today on their home floor. Beautiful pass from George, and Clark with authority lays it in. That's Kayla George at her best.
Just everything working offensively right now for the Flames. They're connected. They know where each other's going to be and what they need and where they need it. It's just a masterclass of offense from them right now.
Potter running out of time, has to put up the tough shot. Didn't go. And good defensive play there from the Sydney Flames. Swain doesn't have a lot of room to move. George. Clark. Guarded closely here by Shelley. Kicks it out. Taylor. She has a look for three. And she knocks it down. Timeout called. A couple of long-range shots dropping early. And the Flames with the hot start in this third quarter. And Chris Lucas left with no choice but to call an early timeout. It is just all clicking for the Sydney Flames today.
And you can see it's hard with that penetration to the baseline, finding the open player. As a split line player, it's really hard to know whether to go and help or go to the shooter on the weak side. So accountability on the ball is crucial for United right now.
For a quick and easy weeknight dinner that has the whole family enjoying, pick up a family pack of Latina fresh pasta and sauce, ready in minutes and so delicious. There won't be any complaints at the dinner table, so find Latina Fresh in the chilled pasta aisle near you today. 8-0 run to start this third quarter. Threes to George and now to Taylor as well. George up to 8 points, Taylor up to 5, and a lay up as well completed by Clark. So that's the starting five involved. Morris has also contributed 8 points off the bench. Conversely, the top scorers for Geelong, Jones and Raber with 6 points apiece. Just over 7 minutes left in this third quarter. The Flames finding form. Ellsworthy having a run. Had it knocked away from her. Clark, Swain, kicks it for Taylor. Boom!
And you can just tell, like, when things are going well, like, but outstanding transition offense then. They pushed with pace. Taylor running the outside lanes, getting to the corner, catch and shoot three. Even if that misses, that's still a good shot for them.
Potter misfires from long range, and Swain comes up with another rebound. Swain up to 4 assists in this one. Here's Roof. For Swain, Roof loves a three-point attempt. Saw George in a great position though.
And now United just they're going to have to just get almost junky. They switch everything, be aggressive, trap things, trap post catches, because at the moment, Sydney are just getting whatever they want, whenever they want. They need to be disruptive.
Been forcing a lot of turnovers around this point on the floor as well. Potter forced with a quick attempt. That never looked good off the hand. There's your leading scorers at the moment, and Taylor is finding some rhythm. Misfires, but Roof, in the end, pretty easy offensive rebound, reaching over Jones. Swain goes to work. George tries to set her up, does set her up, and Swain delivers with a swish.
And the best thing that I'm loving about the Sydney offense is right now they don't care who's scoring.
Yeah.
They're just finding whoever is the best option for them. And this is the Sydney I think we've been expecting for the entire season so far. And if they can continue this for the rest of the year, they're going to go deep into finals.
Geelong United have not scored in this third quarter yet. And Gemma Potter's not going to be breaking that drought with that attempt. They are hot, Sydney, and there is few players hotter in the WNBL right now than Shanice Swain. Count the triple, she'll go to the line for a fourth.
And whilst at the moment for this quarter, United only have 1 turnover for the quarter, Sydney have forced them into shots that are effectively turnovers and then capitalising down the other end. But to be able to step up, take the hit, and sink the 3 and go for a 4-point play after already having so many threes in the game. She is just on fire today. There's no two ways about it.
She has 25 points, Shanice Swain. And we're only just over halfway through the third. Geelong conversely, have still not scored until now in this third quarter. Jones delivers a tough layup, but it took a tough shot to break the scoring drought.
And you're spot on there. That's something that, whilst you got the score, it was a tough score. They need to try and find easier ways to get their offense going and get heat on the rim through their execution, through their offense, getting action before what they actually want.
I reckon that was deliberate just then as well from Kayla George. She saw that her teammate was free beyond the arc. She didn't grab it, she tried to tap it towards her teammate. But she was fouled as it happened.
I think it was probably one of the one times she would have been okay if that foul wasn't called,
Yeah.
because that was an instant three that was going there.
They're having it their own way. George for Swain, stepping back. Can't get it to go, but brings up her own rebound here, Kayla George. Misses on the second attempt. But they just cannot be stopped. She'll go baseline and feed Roof. Fourth, fifth attempt still doesn't go. Geelong United, the pressure relieved on them momentarily. Hank tries to step inside. Froling was fouled, and that's been basically the only way to get herself into the game today has been to draw some contact and go to the line.
Yeah, and you look at it, you know, these games are tough. You know, the lead's blown out, and you're trying to get anything. Offense is rolling for the other team, but to continue to get herself to the line and try and impact the scoreboard is really important for Geelong United. Not so much in this game, but definitely in the games moving forward.
Well, she's got 6 points, all of them coming from the free throw line, Keely Froling, in this contest. Ruth, Clark, knocks it down. Too easy for Sydney.
And their offensive possession before, and they had about 4 layups that they missed, and then they come down and just hit a three. I think at the moment it is for the three ball is just rolling for the Flames.
Froling takes on George, kicks it out for Hank. And well done there by George. It looked like a certain rebound there for Crichton. That's the experience and wisdom of Kayla George on display to fight to the end. Swain feeds Ruth, who feeds George, who try to bring another teammate into the game. And Taylor still comes up with it. George for Clark, who just keeps it alive. Some scrappy basketball. That won't be going on the highlights reel there. Jazz Shelley, though, pulls up, feeds Hank. Can't hit the mid-range too. The circus basketball there, but not for the right reasons. On that occasion, Taylor, oh my gosh, he had an eternity to have a look at the ring there. Shelley comes, sings down. Pulls up and can't hit the three. Oh, that is a huge fly from Froling, and she hit the floor hard, real hard.
And I love that intent from Froling. You know, the game's blown out, but she's not giving up. She's attacking this as if that is possession one of the game.
Yep.
And that is exactly what you want, particularly from your marquee player.
What a player she is, Keely Froling. 11th WNBL season. And did spend 2 seasons at the Sydney Flames as well. And she arguably was in career best form with the Flames, averaging the 17 points and 9 rebounds across those 2 seasons with the Flames. Went to the Boomers last year for the last season of that club's licence. He's fitted in to the Geelong United setup with aplomb. Jones not sure where to go. Just to lob it back out for Froling. 10 to shoot here for Geelong. Jones, will she take on Clark? Beautiful spin move into the lane. Can't get it to go. Did all the hard work. Luckily, Froling comes up with a fresh 14 seconds. Didn't need all the fresh 14. Just needed a couple to knock down the mid-range too. Brancatisano back on the floor for Sydney. George had a bounce. Had the shot. Can't get it to go. Hank, good luck shooting over Morris. He has to think carefully before putting it up over Yamaya Morris. Shelley takes on Brancatisano. Hank Morris is lurking dangerously. The hand was in there. The rejection counts. Brancatisano waits for teammates to arrive. Just feels like there's just so much space for the Flames to work with, although Shelley was really tight with her defense on Kalia on that occasion, and too tight ultimately gives away the foul.
Yeah, but again, like I said before with Froling, I like that from Shelley though. There's not a, we're just going to lay down and let this continue to blow out. She's trying to make a statement defensively of being aggressive and showing that physicality.
In the end, Pittman was so wide open. She spilled it before she had it, but it might not matter much. George, though, missed the three. And Pittman gives away the foul.
And United got lucky there. You cannot allow Kayla George to be that open for that amount of time. The rotation, I think it was Crichton, needed to lift to that to be able to get a hand and force the extra pass.
3 team fouls apiece in this third quarter. Just over a minute remaining of the third stanza. Here's Jones, who's clearly been the liveliest offensively, trying to make things happen. Oh, and the hook is called there. The arm just hooked around, and the offensive foul was called by the referee.
And such a great job from Pittman there too. That would have been tough being posted up there like that, but her physicality and the strength that she just showed to be able to not allow Jones to get feet in the paint at all, which caused the offensive foul. Great defense.
Here's Kalia having a crack at running the point here. Pittman, Kalia, George. Lobs it in for Morris. Again, the quick ball movement from Sydney, although well read by Hank. Want to knock it away from Pittman and force the turnover. George, though, playing tight D there. Too tight. And that is a foul. And it's the 4th team foul on the Flames in this third term.
And this last 42 seconds is really important for Geelong United. They need to make sure that they get something good here, both from an offensive perspective and then get the stop. It can just rolling into the three-quarter time break. Having that momentum can just mean a lot going into the 4th quarter.
There's an opportunity for Ellsworthy. Riding along the baseline, might have stepped out of bounds in the end. Foot Locker is celebrating 50 years of sneakers. Celebrate 50 years in the current hoop season by grabbing the latest kicks and apparel at your nearest Foot Locker, the official major partner of the WNBL. It's an 8-second differential between game clock and shot clock, but there's a foul called by referee Jack Taylor. And Geelong United now in the bonus. With that foul, it means that your Maya Morris will be going to the charity stripe. 67% free throw shooter. Late inclusion after the injury to Dee Richards on the eve of the season, but she is, as I mentioned before, improving with every game that she plays, and I think allows Kayla George and Michaela Roof to play almost different roles, not as much responsibility.
Oh, it just also allows them a rest.
Yeah.
They're able to actually get some time to take a breath and recharge, which is really important for the Flames.
14 seconds left for Geelong United. Can they have the final say? Or Hank puts it up real early. It means Sydney Flames rather, can have the final say. Brancatisano for Kalia, who works her way into the paint. Beautiful pass for Brancatisano. Almost had just a smidgen more time than she thought. Misses the shot, but it matters little because the Sydney Flames put on a show that quarter. 24-5 in that third quarter alone. And they have a 68-34 lead as we turn for home here at the Quaycentre. Welcome back to the Quaycentre, where the Sydney Flames produced maybe their most impressive quarter of their Signet WNBL campaign to date. It was a domination both offensively and defensively. 25-5 in that third quarter means they have a 68-34 lead at three-quarter time. Ben Waterworth with you. Side Zoe Carr, Shanice Swain set the tone early, then had the luxury of just having most of the back half of that quarter off. And they've just had contributors everywhere, Zoe, both offensively and defensively, right throughout the contest.
Definitely. For me, obviously, Shanice Swain has been a standout with 25 points, but for me, it's Kayla George. Her impact on this game has been huge. 10 points, 8 rebounds, plus 32. Well, her team has been plus 32 points while she's been on the floor. So her impact has been more than just her points, her rebounds, her steals or assists. She has set screens, got others open, had the extra passes. She has been fantastic in this game.
What can Geelong muster in this final quarter? First game outside of Victoria in the WNBL history. There'll be a foul called against Crichton there. Catasano. As I mentioned before, great story of persistence. Morris. Catasano again involved. Gets the screen for Morris. Inside, Morris so hard to guard in that situation.
And just great offense, and you saw the spacing that the Flames had to be able to create that on pick and roll play and find Morris on the roll, and her length is so hard to guard. But now for Geelong United, this is about pride now.
Yep.
You know, it'd take a miracle at this point for them to come back and win in the amount of time that's left in the game. But it's now about who's going to step up and set the tone for them leading into the next game, because these kind of losses can snowball and create, you know, more losses. They need to finish this game off playing the way they want to play for the next game and start thinking about how they're going to get that done.
It has been a bit of a rocky introduction into their WNBL campaign. Geelong United have gone loss, win, loss all the way through. They've probably caused a couple of upsets as well, maybe a surprise a couple of teams, but certainly their first game dealt a bit of a reality check. Today, though, they have been humbled by a red-hot Sydney Flames team.
And again, the look to have Froling go, particularly at Morris, take her off the bounce is a good one, but you can see everybody is stationary on the perimeter, so the defenders of them are able to just load up the split line and take away space. There needs to be some more movement there, so it either opens up an open shot that Froling can find or gets herself to the basket.
Oh, coming through there rather was Kalia. That was an awesome bit of play from Cherie Kalia. They didn't have a lot of time to work with their Geelong United, and Kalia was right on the case. Here is Kalia offensively. Gets into the paint, reverses in. At both ends of the floor, Cherie Kalia.
And beautiful use of the basket to protect herself then to be able to make that finish. If she'd finished on the left-hand side, that probably gets sent out. But instead, goes the reverse, uses the basket to protect her. Beautiful finish.
I suppose one thing that Guy Malloy will be absolutely thrilled about today, Zoe, is defensively, because prior to today, the lowest score that Sydney had conceded was 78 points to the Adelaide Lightning. So far, they've held Geelong to now 37 points, but they have been relentless defensively today.
Absolutely, and they've forced, we mentioned it in the third quarter, they've forced Geelong into shots that might as well be considered turnovers, and that is such good defense. It's come from, obviously, understanding their roles, understanding their scout, And just, you can see they're constantly talking to each other, and a lot of that does come from Kayla George. She's leading the pack there with them in their communication.
She had a hand in there defensively to force that ball out of bounds. But then Swain trying to bring the ball down. Couldn't come off there. There's Gemma Potter on the screen. Hasn't quite been her day. Gemma Potter, 7 points, but she's 3 of 14 from the field, although she isn't the only Geelong United player down on field goal percentage. Potter has to put it up. That's a prayer. And it was certainly not answered. Shot clock violation. 7 minutes, 20 seconds left on the clock.
And that's another one of those shots that the Flames have forced that you may as well count as a turnover. So great job defensively by the Flames, forcing United out of their offense.
Well, that's certainly hasn't been the case for Keely Froling all day. She had to work for every possession she's had, but a couple of sloppy plays here from Sydney have given Geelong United a bit of a look. That will not impress Guy Malloy, and they've turned it over again. Might be a timeout coming here pretty soon if another bad pass comes up.
But great from United to show this fight. As we spoke about it before, this is about pride now, and they're showing that they're not going to quit.
Offensive foul is called. Raber a little worse for wear after copying some contact. The Star and NBL 1 West competition just copped it, from Shanice Swain. There is a timeout called with the Flames leading 75-41 at the moment. The 34-point differential is the biggest of any in the WNBL this season to date. And clearly the Sydney Flames' biggest lead of their campaign as well. How important is this performance today, Zoe, for the Flames going forward? Because they had that loss of, or that run of 4 consecutive losses. We know they've been hit hard by personnel, issues outside of their control in the lead up to the season. Can this hopefully kickstart something pretty special for the Flames going forward?
Definitely. I think because of the way they've done it, they haven't just sort of squeaked out a win. This is emphatic, and it's been from calculated offense and defense. Their execution has been outstanding. But, I think if they can carry this forward, they can be a real force in this league. And it was going to take some time to adjust without those 2 big pieces that they lost at the start of the year. And I'm hoping, for the sake of the league, that they've figured it out now and we see more of this Sydney Flames.
So they held the Geelong United side to 12 points in the first quarter and 5 points in the third quarter, which is their 2 best quarters defensively of the entire season so far. And then 17 points in the second quarter, which was their second best prior to the game today. Froling with a look for 3. Pretty good look. Morris was standing there, though. They get a fresh 14 seconds to work with. Potter with a left-hand finish. That is really classy.
And a great cut there, because the United just got a little bit cluttered. There was not a lot of spacing. So to be able to cut into that gap and find and finish was outstanding.
That's better from the Flames. Quick ball movement. Pittman couldn't hit the 3, though. And George took the risk, and the risk pays off. And, of course, she pulls up for 3. How good, Kayla G? Bit of wisdom, maybe a bit of arrogance as well, but healthy arrogance from Kayla George.
I was going to say, not arrogance, swag.
Yeah.
And she deserves it. But to have that sort of defensive intensity from your most experienced player on the floor is just, you can't ask for more if you're Guy Malloy right now.
So now having a run on the floor for the Sydney Flames is Martin. Here's Caitlin Martin on the screen, her 3rd WNBL game. Played her junior basketball with Columba before most recently playing NBL 1 East with the North Spears. Getting some great minutes here in the final quarter. Pittman for Taylor, who pulls up for three. She's 2 of 8 from three-point land today. George, fooled them all. Couldn't hit that three ball. Froling comes down with the rebound. That's board number 11 for Keely Froling. Good defensive hustle, though, from Celeste Taylor.
And the Flames are just relentless. They're not giving an inch at the moment.
No. Mentioned that assist tally at halftime is 10-4. It's now 19-7 in favour of the Flames. Jones floated in. And Pittman got some contact on the rebound attempt. Sense the frustration, I think, in Keely Froling today, despite it not going all her own way today. She still has the 9 points and the 11 rebounds. Martin running point here. George, he thought about the three, then too good to pass inside of Morris, who is a picture of efficiency this season. Yamaya Morris, she's 6 of 7 from the field today. Prior to this game, she was going at 71%. George again, so clever defensively, forces the turnover. Taylor, Martin, as Morris wanting it in the key. Well, Pittman tried to get it to her, then Froling stuck the foot out. And the shot clock will reset here to the 14 seconds.
And as always, it's easier said than done, and it's even easier to say when you're sitting here watching the game rather than actually playing in it. But they can't allow Morris to continue to bury players inside the paint, because if it's not Morris, it'll be somebody else the next week. So they've got to find a way to release and try and get around and cause some disruption there, because the ball is just, if that foot violation didn't happen, the ball was going in and likely scored.
That was the 4th foul on Kayla George just then, an offensive foul. A bit of timeout here at the Quaycentre. The Flames 80, leading Geelong United 45. I suppose a short-term goal for Chris Lucas in this 4th quarter would have been to win the 4th quarter, and at the moment it's almost break-even, 12 to the Flames and Geelong United 11. And, have you sensed a bit more hustle defensively from Geelong United in this quarter, Zoe?
Yeah, and a part of it has been too that the defensive schemes they've been in some presses off their scores and been able to really put some pressure on the Flames. And a lot of the time you can find that with deficits like this, teams can sort of put the cue in the rack. But what I've liked is that they've continued to fight, and that as much as you would be upset with the result if you're Geelong United, you have to be happy with their endeavour and their fight to the end of the game.
Talked about the three-point games today. They've put up 37 three-point attempts today, Sydney Flames. They've hit 16 of them, so that's a 43% strike rate. Geelong United, conversely, 1 of 18.
What I love, though, the stat I love is that Shanice Swain has hit 8 of them, so she's hit half of their threes that they've hit for the game.
25 points from 26 minutes, Shanice Swain. Here's Potter. She's the only Geelong United player who's hit a 3 today. She'll head to the line and shoot 2 on this occasion. 4th WNBL season for Gemma Potter. 3 with the Caps. She was part of that very strong championship team of 2019-2020. Averaged 10 points at 41% off the bench last season, but we know that the injury problems that Gemma Potter's had in the past, 2 ruptured ACLs, and really lent on Christy Wallace and the great Jenny Screen as well for motivation and guidance in her rehabilitation from that knee injury. There she is, getting the rebound. Such a young gun of Aussie hoops. She's only 22 years of age. Morris brings it away. Just over 3 minutes left in this fourth quarter. Martin loses control. Nice hand in there from Shelley. Froling for Shelley, who's desperate to hit the scoreboard. Still yet to score. Froling hits the deck and will drew the contact. It's Morris who will be called for her third personal foul.
And that transition from Shelley is great. There's a lot of people who say that, you know, you shouldn't be running to the three-point line. Jazz Shelley should be running to the three-point line. While she hasn't shot well today, we've all seen games where she has absolutely lit it up. So to see her continue to do that and continue to take the shots that she needs to take is a really pleasing sign for Geelong United.
So Keely Froling goes into double figures on the points tally today. That means now that's her fourth double-double of the WNBL season to date. Here's Kalia. Oh, somehow found a way through, then kicked it out for Clark. That deserves a three. Brilliant from Kalia, and Clark delivers.
And again, the offense just absolutely rolling for the Flames. Kalia's probably going to have something to say about the lack of communication on that screen. She got absolutely wiped out. But offensively for the Flames, though, you can just see everything's working for them because they're getting to the right spots. The movement is good.
Nice moment there for Piper Anderson to bring down the rebound. Just her second WNBL game, and she's getting some minutes late in the fourth. Nice pass inside from Shelley. Crichton was driving hard to the rack there and will go to the line.
And again, just 2-foot stop, cut her off it. Really good play. Often when you come to a 2-foot stop in the paint, everybody defensively looks at you. We haven't figured it out as coaches. We don't know why, but it happens. And so to be able to cut off the back of that and split those two defenders is a great job there.
Just 19 years of age, Dakota Crichton. Scored her first points against Bendigo. Also 4 rebounds that game. It's the scoreboard here. Had some good minutes today. Played over 11 minutes. Kalia, they've got to get it over the halfway line here. Clark tried to find Martin. Didn't come off. Here's Potter. Oh, denied by Morris. Fourth rejection of the game from the American international.
And the idea to take it there from Potter was right, but she brought it back to her right hand, which was the same side of where Morris was lurking. You can't take it anywhere near her. You've got to keep separation as far away from her as possible. So go up with the left and finish off the glass.
Big game for Morris. 14 points, 6 of 7 from the field, 8 rebounds. As I mentioned, 4 blocks as well.
We'll see if they defend this little back screen here. They've had some trouble with it in the game so far today.
Shelley finally hits a 3-ball. And you could almost sense the relief as she put her head down there and goes to the bench off the timeout. So Jazz Shelley, with her 6th attempt, finally gets that one to drop. But a big team-building experience there for Geelong United as we have a look at this Shelley 3. They're still waiting on a couple of players to come back. You can see Monique Conti with her back to us on camera here. She's just sitting down on the advertising board there. She's still to come back. They're just waiting for clearance from an AFLW perspective. You know how important she was, particularly for the Melbourne Boomers last year. She'll be an important part. And then, of course, Taylor Mole as well, who can give them some more presence underneath the rack at 188 centimetres. So they do have 2 pretty important pieces of the puzzle to come back pretty soon, Zoe.
Yeah, definitely. And the experience and leadership from Conti, I think, will go a really long way for them to be able to, you know, just direct traffic, get what they need, control tempo, all those little things that we've sort of seen, you know, when they go empty on a few possessions because they haven't executed, she'll be the one that's able to put it under under her arm and get things going for them.
I reckon she's probably about 2 weeks away from returning. Chris Lucas said recently we need to let her body settle from football down to basketball. Coming off a big season with Richmond in the AFLW campaign. Kalia. Good defence from Hank and Crichton on that occasion from Sydney. Jump ball called. Possession arrow, though, is still with Geelong. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Just over 2 on the game clock. Clark. Found some rhythm today, Emma Clark. 12 points for her. Martin. That'll bring the house down. Off the bench, Caitlin Martin hits the triple.
And love it. I love seeing players take their opportunities. Obviously is limited in the amount that she gets to play, but wide open shot, took it without fear and knocked it down.
And her first points in the WNBL, a moment that she will remember fondly. Great desperation from Pittman. Wins it back. Kalia throws it down for Martin. Pittman streaming forward, lays it in for 2. Big win this for the Flames. Up to 88 points. Ellsworthy looks and hits for 3. Even 33-point lead for the Flames. Clark for Martin. She has another look from 3-point land. Can't get that one to go. Clark thought she'd got away with it. She just reached in over the back there of Crichton. Gave away the foul.
But clever from Clark too, that her intent was to try and tip that to the player at the elbow rather than try and get it herself. Obviously came up with the foul, but the idea, everything Sydney are doing, their ideas are always right. They might not come off, but Coach Guy Malloy is going to look back at this tape be very, very happy with what he's seeing from his team.
If you're Chris Lucas and looking back at the tape, how much do you take notice of it and how much do you throw away?
You got to learn the lessons, so you've got to take what you can and then move on. The hard part is you can get stuck in all the things that haven't worked. But you grab those lessons out and then the game's done. Got to move on to what's next.
Morris steps through, got the rebound, can't get that one to go. A rare miss from the field for Morris, but she can make amends here. Oh, it was blocked away. Nicely done from Hank. Gives Geelong United another offensive opportunity. Shelley thought about pulling up for 3. Taken away, though, by Kalia. Good luck catching Cherie. Can't get that one to go. It's knocked out of bounds by Pittman. Cherie Kalia is a bundle of energy. Such an important player off the bench. Their 5th WNBL season, 3rd with Sydney. And we have a 9-second differential between game clock and shot clock. As we tick towards full time here at the Quaycentre. Potter can't get that one to go. Big rebound from Clark. And the Sydney Flames, after 4 consecutive losses, heading towards a big win here. Kalia is fouled. Geelong not quite in the bonus. That's their 4th team foul of the 4th term. Inbounds pass here for Morris. But after 4 losses on the trot, the Flames are back on the winners list in front of their home fans. Clark puts the icing on the cake. They take their tally past 90 points and record a comprehensive win over Geelong United. 90-55 in favour of Guy Malloy's side in a performance that could really kickstart
then you see the way they then attacked the rim on that. So they worked from the perimeter, were great at knocking it down. Then as Geelong United tried to adjust and run them off the line, they're now finding, post-ups and layups and cutters and all those sort of things. So they were ready with their counters. And it just worked. And you saw as a result, their turnover count. You look at their turnovers and say 22 turnovers for the game. It didn't feel like that. They didn't feel like 22 turnovers. So having them the way that they were able to execute offensively, both in transition and in the half court, was just outstanding from the Flames.
Felt like 5 of those turnovers came within minutes in that
Yes.
fourth quarter in junk time as well, when the game was well and truly done. Just the one three-pointer made. Take that back. 2 3-pointers. Take that back again. 3 3-pointers made by Geelong United. 2 coming in that fourth quarter. We'll talk about Shanice Swain in a second as well, but a good game for Emma Clark. 14 points for her. Morris with her first double-double of the season as well. 14 points and 10 assists. And Taylor also doing some damage. 5 assists for her as well. Keely Froling with her fourth double-double of the season, 11 points and 12 rebounds. Didn't click for her offensively today, but unsurprisingly kept on fighting. But we need to talk about Shanice Swain. 25 points today and just played the 26 minutes. She really is a player of efficiency. And again, getting it done from deep, 7 of 12. And then we talked about her defensively as well. The 5 steals for Shanice Swain today.
Yeah, she's so exciting, especially when she's in this sort of mode, and being able to disrupt the way she did defensively and the little deflections like that. Whilst she had those 5 steals, I think she would have had at least another 7 or 8 deflections that led to maybe somebody else's steal. So just so much fun to watch. And if she can bring that consistently, she's going to do some damage in this league.
Let's have a look at the games still to come in round 5 of this Signet WNBL. Well, we've also had 3 played now. A loss and then a win for the Fire. A big win for the Flames. And then coming up after us, we're heading to Red Energy Arena. It's the Bendigo Spirit hosting the UC Caps. As I mentioned before, the return of Kelsey Griffin in the WNBL. Can't wait for that after the first 6 games with injury. And then tomorrow, a real exciting game. The Flyers and the Lynx, 2 high-octane teams going head-to-head at the State Basketball Centre. That'll be on 9 Go. You won't want to miss that tomorrow. But here at the Quaycentre, it was an emphatic win for the Sydney Flames. On behalf of Zoe Carr and our entire hard-working team behind the scenes, this is Ben Waterworth signing off from the Harbour City, where the Flames are back on the winners list. 90-55 winners over Geelong United. Good night.